Welcome. Now, I knew this was going to happen because this is just what follows the rhetoric.
North Dakota man admits to running over and killing teenager for allegedly being part of a Republican extremist group.
I understand the differences.
41-year-old Shannon Brandt had a tough time understanding the charges against him, vehicular homicide and leaving the scene of a deadly accident.
He's actually the one that called 911 to report the crash.
Quick insert. The interesting thing to me is that the officer said that he called himself to report the crash, not the murder.
Brandt told the 911 dispatcher that he just hit Kaylor Ellingson because the teen was part of a Republican extremist group and was calling people to come get Brandt after a political argument. A judge ordered Brandt held on $50,000 cash, which he objected, saying he's not a flight risk.
I have a job and a life and a house and things that I don't exactly want to see, go by the wayside. Family that are very important to me.
And another interesting thing, Jesus said a time is coming that they will offer you up to be killed, or they will kill you, thinking that they are doing a service to God. This man has no clue. He's like, what'd I do wrong? I don't understand. Why am I here? I have family, I got bills, I got things. Like, I don't even understand this whole bond thing. Like, didn't I do America a service by getting rid of these extremists? Yeah. There are many in the body of Christ that don't see that this is a spiritual war, okay? All of our words are spirit. This man heard extremist Republican and decided to run over a child, a teenager, because he was an extremist Republican. Now, if you do not recall, or if you have not seen, I made a video about this, as far as him giving out this message, and this is what they were expecting. They were hoping that they could sound the whistle off to their base to be violent with those that don't politically agree with them. And you see this mindset in a lot of them. This is not normal. This is what the doctrine of demons will do to you. So every time that they scream about, oh, it's a dog whistle, he was dog whistling to his base, they do it all the time. This is not the first time that this has been done. There was a guy that ran over a Republican tent or a booth that they had set up.
A man has been arrested after he allegedly drove a van into a Republican voter registration tent in Florida. The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office tweeted Sunday it had arrested 27-year-old Gregory Tim in connection with the incident and charged him with aggravated assault, criminal mischief, and driving with a suspended license.
This is no different from the guy that got beat up in New York.
You're watching cell phone video recorded just minutes after the attack of this New York City art gallery owner by more than a dozen teens. It left him covered in bruises. You see right there, blood vessels broken in his eye. News 4's Ravi Adam live near the scene of the beating, and Ray, he says this happened because of what he was wearing.
That's right, Stacey. He says it happened because he was wearing a Make America Great Again hat.
You don't find this behavior on the right, where people are willing to get in their car and drive hundreds of thousands of miles away to a Supreme Court justice's home to murder him and his family over an overturning of a court rule.
We want to update a story we've been following. A California man has been charged with attempting to murder a Supreme Court justice.
The FBI says Nicholas John Roski admitted to threatening Justice Brett Kavanaugh. They say he was armed with a gun, a crowbar, and a knife when he was arrested near Justice Kavanaugh's Maryland home at around 2 a.m.
You don't find that. You're not going to find it anywhere in the news. But you will find it on the left. You will find where a conservative is speaking at a university and the kids completely lose it.
And unfortunately, the University of New Mexico doesn't seem to care not only about my safety, but the safety of their own students, and left us all barricaded in a room with basically rabid banshee animals trying to bust down the doors to get to us. State police had to be called, Albuquerque police had to be called, the emergency response team had to be called, and I spent most of my night hiding in the back of a kitchen.
Over speaking. Now, I do not believe in censoring speech, but I do believe in checking it. And what I mean by that is that when somebody says something crazy, you should be able to pull them on the carpet and be like, wait a minute, make that clear. What do you mean by that? So is this what you're saying? They should be challenged in the things that come out of their mouth, especially when it's coming from our political leaders. And the same way that they want to always pin any type of racist behavior on President Trump, I think that this should be pinned to Joe Biden.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic.
They should say, you know what, I think this rhetoric right here is what caused this behavior, and challenge him on it. Did you cause this? Did you make this happen? Was it your speech that was so hateful that pushed this man to do this behavior, this wicked act? I think he should be challenged on it. I think he should take full responsibility for this nonsense. It's unfortunate. A mother lost her teenage son. Somebody was told that another person was an extremist. A child. He ran over a child because he believed this child to be an extremist. Yeah, this should come to his doorstep all the way.